So I have started. You can also start.
நேத்து நிறைய விஷயம் யூஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருந்ததுன்னு.
அப்படிங்களா? ஓகே ஓகே ஓகே. சரி கேட்கலாம்.
மெயினா இப்போ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் திங் பண்ணது வந்து ஹோம் பேஜ், லேண்டிங் பேஜ் ரெடி பண்ண சொல்லிருக்கு எங்க சைடு.
No need to tell me. Sure.
Hello. Good evening, Mr. Ganesh.
Mr. Ganesh is also new, is it?
He was also not there yesterday.
Okay.
He couldn't join. Today he joined.
Oh my God. Then how will they catch up with today? I don't know.
I already shared the material to them.
Okay.
That presentation and everything I already shared in the group. So they might be gone through that. So they got some ideas about what was the conversation yesterday.
Okay.
Sir, videos were shared yesterday on?
No, video is not shared. We will share you the video because it's a big file, no? So we will share it.
Okay. No.
So Subhash sir, what business you are into? Just to understand the participants'
business, we do sir facility management and electromechanical works.
Okay. Ganesh sir, what business you are into?
Yeah, I am a director of Blue Crown Furniture. Okay. We are an office furnishing and interior fit out company. I really missed out your thing yesterday. I wish I can get a recording link of this if possible, like you're recording today. If there was a link, I would like to go through that.
Sure.
Sure.
This will be handling it, yeah. And Mr. Faizur Rahman, can we see you? And what business you are into, Mr. Faizur Rahman?
Yeah, I'm working with Dubai Development Authority. It's a free zone authority, Government of Dubai Department.
Okay.
We are managing some 18 free zones in Dubai: Business Bay, Dubai Internet City, Media City, Healthcare City, Studio City, many free zones. I am working as senior manager there, senior manager in building department.
Okay. This is for your additional skill set, is it, to understand digital marketing?
Yeah, maybe it will be useful for my business also.
Okay. You have your business, is it? You are also doing business?
No. But I am planning. I have invested in properties here, but maybe in near future.
Okay. Right. So this is only out of interest. You just want to learn and know basically what is digital marketing all about. Okay.
True. Yeah.
Okay. Fine.
Your good name?
My name is Mohammed Ilyas.
Yes.
So this is a course that we wanted to conduct for entrepreneurs, basically under the banner of FIFA. So we are providing this education to people who are into businesses, basically, so that they can know as to what is the right way to move forward, because there's so much happening in digital. So this was an introduction we gave yesterday. So much is happening in digital, and a lot of content is already available in online, YouTube and all different places. Only thing which is happening is it's only adding to the confusion. So we don't know where to start, basically, where to start and where to end, or how much to only do to get the results, because we are business owners. So we have a lot of other work to do apart from doing digital marketing. So we need to know where to start and where to end. So this course is only designed to share that clear-cut direction to what you need to be doing. Yeah. So we are glad that you are today. Yeah.
What is your core business?
I run a branding and marketing communication agency.
Branding and marketing company.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. What is your company's name?
It's BCC Marcom.
BCC?
Marcom, Marketing Communication.
Very good. And your good name?
My name is Mohammed Ilyas.
Mohammed Ilyas. Very good. Nice to meet you through the Zoom platform.
Thank you very much, sir. If you have, before we could start the program, we have 5 minutes. If you would like to ask me anything, if you have anything to share, please go ahead. Chris, is it okay, or you want to make some announcements?
Yeah, it's okay. We can share because today we will start sharp 6.
Yeah, please. I am ready. Yeah. So we have something very interesting also to share today. So we will do that, and we have a live setup. I'm going to show you live as to how to do an Google advertisement or Facebook advertisement. So that's going to be very interesting today. So I'm going to take you through. Yeah.
It will be 6 to 7:30 or how?
Yes, 6 to 7.
6 to 7:30.
Yeah. 6 to 7:30. Okay.
So if you have something to ask, say. We have 4 minutes to go, so that you can interact and see if supposing something can.
Mr. Ilyas, can I ask you one question?
Yes, sir. Please go on. What
is black hat and what is white hat?
Okay. black hat, white hat. This is basically to do with SEO. They say something called white hat SEO technique and black hat SEO technique. Generally, white hat SEO technique means any technique which is approved by Google, and anything which is not approved by Google is a black hat technique. Say for example, earlier what people used to do was they were knowing that anybody typing a particular keyword, say for example apartments in Dubai. If this is a keyword, people were thinking that only by trying to stock this keyword called apartments in Dubai inside the website, say 100-200 times, the website will rank, and it was ranking earlier. That is called a black hat technique. Why Google is having this, of having matching with the keyword was basically to find relevant pages which will match search criteria and present it. But people were finding a loophole from this, and they were doing keyword stuffing and presenting. This was called as a black hat. Later, Google found out, all these things are there. Then they started updating algorithms. They came up with several algorithms, basically, like Panda algorithm, Penguin algorithm. There are several algorithms which are there, basically. So they came up with several algorithms to make sure, people, if they are misusing the platform or trying to give not so genuine information to people, if they are using black hat techniques, which is not a legal technique according to Google, like how in real world we have lawful and illegal. So likewise, according to Google, something is white hat, which means it is permitted by Google. Something which is not permitted by Google is a black hat technique. That's what it refers to, basically. So initially, some people used to do that. And when they did it, what happens is the website will rank immediately in first page of Google in say 2-3 days time itself. And all of a sudden, what will happen? The website will disappear because Google will penalize the website. Now the control is very, very strict, even with Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and all that. The moment you put any nasty content, your account gets banned. It gets unpublished very soon. So they have a lot of controls now. Earlier the control was less. Now as the days keep moving forward, they know it is a serious issue to deal with. So they are making very stricter controls. Anything else?
Also, I heard that. Sorry. Go ahead.
That's it, sir. You can ask me. Yeah.
Also, I heard that if you have about 5 or 10 competitors ranking above you, you purposely bring them down. Also, is also called black hat, or I am wrong in understanding that?
Yeah. We are talking about a chat technique. See, what happens is if you want to downgrade a website, there are a lot of things. We will not talk about it now because that is not correct also. If you ask me, it can be done, it cannot be done. There are ways to do it, but how effective it would be is a question. How effective it would be is a question. But the best thing to look at is what you can do to really improvise your website so that you organically rank them better, or you take Google and you start appearing in the advertisement. That is the simplest way to take it forward.
Okay,
we actually spoke about this method. No, it's called white hat. Now, if you want, there are certain terminologies. There are a lot of terminologies out there in Google. But for our simple understanding, if we go by what you asked, white hat and black hat is sufficient enough. And there are a lot of gray hats also. So actually, if you would have come yesterday, this would have been very good because the subject itself was about this. How a customer starts finding a brand, and how we are able to, whether we are there when customer is searching, or who is appearing. If we are not there, is our competitor appearing, or who is actually appearing when our customer is searching. So that was the topic yesterday. Anyways, we can take the recording and see if that could be helpful.
I really wish if the link is shared in the WhatsApp group, I will watch it.
Yeah. Chris will do the needful at the end of the program, after the program.
So, Mr. Chris, I'll wait for your update.
Yes, certainly we will do that.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So we are sharp at 6, I believe, if I'm not wrong. So we'll wait for 5 minutes, or how do we? Because I think it's a new participants we have, and it's not the same participants what we saw yesterday, is it? Only
yes, there are a few.
Only Jeffrey has come. Jeffrey was there yesterday, if I'm not wrong. Yeah.
Jeffrey was there.
Yeah. Till the time, if anyone wants to ask any question or clarify, I think with Chris' permission, we can start this. And the moment Chris says, we will start and we will get started.
I have another question, if you allow me.
Yes, sir. Please, sir.
To do this social media marketing, it's only good, I believe, for the consumer goods. Those who are selling for B2B, the social media marketing may not be a powerful one or something like this, to my understanding, because I am into an office furniture. I supply to offices. I don't find any meaning in putting in Instagram and Facebook. This is my understanding. Please, I would like to have some idea from you.
Actually, we even discussed this yesterday, and today also we will discuss the same. Whether B2B business or B2C business when it comes to social media, and social media is a very important topic we'll see today also. So basically what happens is it's all about targeting, sir. Businesses are also there, individuals are also there in social media. So what you want to target and to whom you want to target is the question. So a lot of these business owners who are potential target audience for your kind of a business, who can buy furnitures for their own offices, are also there in Facebook. And Facebook has the largest repository of data which is available on the earth today with respect to the interest of people, the behavior of people, how they are acting, what they like, what they watch, what they don't watch, everything basically. So it's all about, if you ask me yes or no in one simple statement, yes, of course, it is very, very powerful. Even B2B businesses can also get a lot of businesses from social media, from Facebook. But if you ask me, will Instagram work? Then there has to be a different trick or a technique that you have to use for Instagram. If you ask me how YouTube will work for you, then there is a different story that you have to build around YouTube to really make YouTube audience like your content. So it's all about, how you view the content in various different platforms. That becomes a very important part when you choose a right social media for your business promotion for B2B.
Thank you so much. Also, the same way they talk about blog writing,
yes,
and a lot of backlinks they do. Yes, so many things they talk, and they charge a lot of money to do this correct. One. So yes, I was just knowing.
Yes, sir. Correct, sir. You're right. So it's all about, the idea of this course is to equip you with the knowledge of, what can be done. Basically, if you want to do it on your own, or if you give it to agencies outside, then you should know basically which are the parameters you should look for, or what to ask from an agency, so that you become an informed consumer, so that the agencies also don't feel the trouble of, trying to do everything that they think is work. They only do that work which is required for you. Because even if you have, say 20 people working for you in your company doing social media marketing and, digital marketing, still it won't be sufficient for any business. And that much resources and time we don't have. That's the problem. Yes, sir. Please go on, Arun, sir.
Where we get the words for Google used for related to our business, how we can find out the right keywords?
The most authentic platform that you can look for or go for is Google Keyword Planner. There's something called Google Keyword Planner, which is provided by Google itself, which is free of cost. The moment you have a Gmail ID, Google gives you the provision of, accessing this particular tool called Keyword Planner tool. Okay. So with that, you can access it. And apart from that, there are a lot of third-party tools. The first session in my program now is to show you one third-party tool, how you by just putting your website, you can understand what the competition is doing and what you can do about it. So that's about.
Okay. What you said, Google keywords?
Google Keyword Planner.
Planner.
Yeah. That's a free tool available. And there are a lot of, short version third-party tools also. I'll show you that. I'll today show you one paid tool as to what all data you can get. I think the voice comes somewhere as well. So Chandrasekhar, I believe. Yeah. So we have some new participants today, I believe. Vinod Palanishami, Parvati Ramachandran, Kanna, I think.
Oh, they were there yesterday, I believe.
Is it? They were there yesterday, is it? Okay.
Only the new participant is, his name is Yashika.
Okay. Okay. Hi, Parvati Ramachandran. Okay, fine. So we want to see you, sir. Those of you who are here, if we can see you, then it is going to be a very nice interaction that we can have. And also it is networking within the participants.
So shall we go start for the day? It is already 6:05 now.
So we can start today. Yeah.
Yes.
Who are all new today, and who are all the old participants? I just want to know who came yesterday alone. I think Jeffrey came, that I know for sure. Who came yesterday? Arun came, I know. Arun, Jeffrey came, and Parvati Ramachandran. You came yesterday, sir. Sorry, we didn't.
Yeah. Okay. My name is Ram. Actually, my wife's name only is the
Okay.
Zoom. Okay.
So you came yesterday, sir, right? You came yesterday.
I came. I was there yesterday.
Good. Chandrasekhar, you came yesterday? Mr. Chandrasekhar, yes. You came yesterday, is it? Okay.
Yeah,
Four people
yeah,
came
there
yesterday.
is.
Okay. What about others? Kanna, Vinod.
Kanna was there yesterday.
Kanna was there yesterday. Okay, fine. Okay. And then James Paul Raj.
He was there yesterday.
He was there yesterday. Okay, fine. So it is a 50-50 mix then, is it? Or 1, 2,
Yes.
3, 4, 5. Okay, fine. So we'll start today. So, so this is going to be a new subject anyway. And those of you who came yesterday, they will know one perspective of digital marketing. And today we are going to see the other side of the story. So let me take you through the picture basically. So first thought we will see now is about tools basically. Okay. Just tell me the moment you are able to see my screen. Okay. Can you see my screen? Yeah. Can you see my screen? Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So basically what happens is, just now Arun asked me basically if I have to target any keyword, target a keyword and, try to find out what actually are the keywords people are searching online. I think I'm getting some noise. If they can mute, I think. So if supposing we have to find out what are the keywords which people are searching basically, then Google provides this tool called Keyword Planner. Apart from that, there are a lot of very interesting and very least expensive third-party tools which are available. So we use one tool called SEMrush. Actually, it is a tool which gives you a lot of insights about any particular business category. Chris, can you just tell me any business name in your own business category who are leading in the industry? Maybe if you can just say their name, you will try to find everything about that company as to what are the keywords they are ranking for, where they are getting traffic and everything. So can you tell me any name, or Ganesh wants to say, or anybody can say that?
Yeah. In my industry of office furniture, there's a company called Workspace. They just come 2 years back, but they are in the ranking very good in everywhere.
Works. Can you spell it out, sir?
Work. WORKSPACE.
Okay. Dot. AE,
I think it's an office furniture. Yeah, Dubai company.
Okay, fine. This is a company, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if this is a company, okay, this is their website, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. So if you have to know more about what this company is doing basically, we put it in the Google in this keyword planner called SEMrush keyword. There are a lot of actually tools like this. This is called an SEO tool. This gives you a lot of interesting insights. I'll go to the overview. What we need to know is basically we're talking about backlinks. Backlinks are websites basically to generate traffic. What happens is companies who want to generate more traffic, they put the company's link into various other websites, so that when people visit other websites, from those websites people will come to your website. That's the whole idea. Okay, so in this particular website that you see the analysis report of this particular website, it's very interesting actually. Here what we'll do is we'll just do the overall analysis first, and then we'll break down to the backlink analysis and things like that. Because most of the times what happens is you want to do something and you don't know really where to start. If you understand what the giants in the industry are doing, who are spending a lot of money hiring very expensive agencies, that's where you get to learn a lot of things. So even if you do similar to what they are doing, you will still not get the same results. So that you can be assured of. Okay, so this is the thing that we are looking at. See, this particular website called workspace.ae. They have got organic search traffic of 372 keywords. There are 372 keywords which this particular company is working on. Okay, if you want to know what are the keywords this particular company is working on and ranking for the keywords, then you click this in a separate tab. I clicked it in a separate tab to just see what are the keywords basically this company is ranking in. Just getting loaded. You're able to see my screen, right? Very clearly, whatever is loading.
Yes.
Okay, so it's getting loaded. One. Number two, what we see is from which country they get more traffic. from which country they get more traffic. From the first country that they get more traffic is from US. The second country that they get traffic is from UAE, I believe, and then from India and all that stuff. Okay, so which are the keywords, the top 5 keywords basically for which they are ranking? Workspace Dubai, standing desk Dubai, office desk Riyadh, office cabinets Dubai, workspace furniture Dubai, and all these for all these keywords, which has got so much of volume. So 70 people are searching in Dubai for this particular keyword. 90 people are searching for this particular keyword. For all these different keywords, this particular company is appearing in the first position, number 1 position. Okay. Now we will see, take a look at the, if supposing it's loaded. Okay, it's loaded. See. What I showed you was only few keywords, see 6 keywords. When I click it further, since it is a tool and since we have a paid version, we can see lot of keywords that this particular company is working on. Office furniture, or executive chairs Dubai, lot of keywords this particular company is working on. Clear? There are 2 things basically what we look for. One is the different keywords that this company is trying to get traffic from. The second thing that we look at is the backlinks. As we know, just now discussed, backlinks are links which are placed in some other website. From some other website, what are the some other websites? These websites are those websites which people are already having very good traffic in. These are already established websites where people are already visiting those websites for some information. And in those websites, if your website is going to be mentioned, then people are looking for information. Since they know that website, they'll go and visit that website first. From that website, they'll pick up your link and come to visit your website. So they have nearly 11,500 backlinks. They should really have very good agencies who work so extensively and developed all these different backlinks. So if you want to know basically what are these backlinks, from where they are getting traffic, you can drill down further and see in this particular backlink. Okay, here they have got. Okay. So what we get to understand is, see here, this particular website is sending traffic to workspace.ae. This website called center.h. I'll click this
Hbri Housing.
Hbri Housing, is it? Okay.
Yes.
It is something to do with some Hbri Housing. Okay. Why is not opening there? One more website called ifurniture.ae. In this website also, they are getting traffic from this website. So likewise, we have gone to all various different websites, whichever people are searching. I think the links are lost. They should have paid and got this links for some temporary purpose or whatever. Now it's not appearing. This link is appearing. Wait a minute. No, this is also not appearing. I think there is they have done some paid links work for some time, and then it is not appearing now. It says lost. So maybe they have some other links which is working. We don't know. So basically, in this way, you can find out where that website is particularly appearing. See, in this particular website, it is showing. So what happens? There are several websites out there in the internet who show all this beautiful furniture. People who are searching in the Google and all that, they come up and land into one of these websites. When they land into this website, they learn that it is a very good furniture and all that. When they click it further, then it takes them to the workspace, what we just know saw that particular website. From all these different sources, they are building so much traffic. What is the learning for us from this? The learning is very simple. If you know these are the websites from where your competition is deriving traffic, then you should be going out and looking for building relationships with these websites, sending email or through contact, or if they have a contact number, and then ask them if they can also include your details inside. If you can ask them to include your details inside, then you will also get a similar kind of a traffic how these people are also getting. Clear? So some even work on a paid basis, some work on a free basis based on the content merit. So it depends on what is the kind of connect you want to have and how you want to move forward with it. So that's about this particular tool. So in this tools, you can get lot more data about any competition that is there in the business, in your business basically. There are a lot of different ways how you can understand in that particular business what they are exactly doing to get traffic, where they're exactly appearing basically. Whatever is the entire DNA of that website is very clearly demonstrated. Why I'm showing you this is, it is not very difficult. By just paying few bucks of money, you can very clearly decode the entire stuff and understand what you should be doing for your business. If your business is going digital and if it is a very concentrated way you want to plan your strategy, from here you pick up all the information and then you build your own strategy. So from this is one website, you'll have several other competitors from where you will learn certain other things. Then you will develop a strategy that matches with your product line. And then you will go ahead in the market saying that for these keywords only, I will start bidding and appearing. In that way, you will start building your online presence. So this is one part I wanted to share with you. The second part I want to show you is how to create a Facebook advertisement. So this is a tool that I wanted you to know that basically there's a tool like this available. If you make use of this tool, it is going to be very easy for you. Okay. So before I could go there, I will just wait and I'll just see the document is here ready. Yes, ready. Yeah. Can you see my screen basically? Can you all see my screen? Okay.
Yes.
Done. Okay. What I told you yesterday was I have this website called busadvertising.com. Okay. Which I use for generating leads for my business, which is to do with bus advertising. And I also use this website to even generate leads for my other businesses that I am into, for branding and marketing services and all that stuff. So I want to show you basically how much did I really spend on this particular website, what kind of leads I generated, and how it is all reflecting, and which campaign was very successful. Okay, so this is my dashboard of bus advertising Facebook advertisement page. Basically, it's called facebook.com/ad manager. From if you have an ad manager account, or you can create an ad manager account free of cost the moment you have a Facebook page. Basically, the moment you have a Facebook page, you will be given a dashboard like this, and you can start creating campaigns, any campaign that you want to run. Now I'm going to show you what I did in my business and how that was helpful to me. Okay, so this particular advertisement we spoke about, we are talking about is this second advertisement called bus ads. The first one I just did for demo purpose. The second one that you see here is bus ads. That is a real campaign that I did. Okay, how many leads did I generate? I generated nearly 217 leads. Okay, 217 leads I generated for this business. How much did I really spend per lead? I spent nearly 22 rupees 84 paise per lead. Okay, and what was I really spending totally? I have spent nearly 4,900 something. Is the amount 956 is the amount that I have spent Indian rupees. Clear? By just spending nearly 5,000 rupees Indian money, I was able to generate 217 leads. That's the story. And how much I was able to convert out of this 217, we were able to convert, say, for example, 5 or 6 leads. That's it. Nothing more than that. And that resulted in a very good volume of business for us, which I discussed yesterday. Okay. So when I click this bus ads, I'm going to show you what I did in this campaign. Okay. I will tell you the logic from how I approach this particular campaign. How to develop your own logic, you will have to think on from your perspective. Okay, as I tell you this, you will know how to do from your side. So what I know is bus advertising is a particular product which will be directly consumed if it is a brand. There is a brand, corporate brand, or a business owner, he will want to do bus advertisement. Then I know that there will be a lot of ad agencies who are looking forward for bus advertising agencies who will want to tie up with them. The third thing that I know is there will be a lot of event management companies who want to tie up with bus advertising agencies. So I have taken, based on my previous experience in the business, I have taken these three different types of people. Okay, business owners and marketing managers, event management companies, and ad agencies. So what I did for ad agencies, I know that a lot of business comes from Chennai-based ad agencies, and also we were able to close 1 or 2 business from the Bombay-based ad agency. Okay, so what I did, I made one separate campaign called Ad Agency India, one separate campaign for business owners and marketing guys. Third campaign was for event management companies, and fourth campaign was for ad agency Chennai, only targeting Chennai. Why do we do all these things? When we are spending a lot of money online, we want to be very sure which one is really working. If a simple ad just like that goes, you don't know which is the target audience who is really giving you business. When I know in this target audience only is working for me, then it makes all the more sense for me to stop all other campaigns and focus only on this. That's what I precisely did in my business. What I did after running, so these are 4 different target groups. What we need to understand is first is something called as a campaign. We have called that campaign as bus advertising. The second step is to create an ad set. which is to say that, what are the different groups of target audience you want to target. So we have got 4 different types of target audiences. The third thing that we look at is called a campaign ad. Ad campaign, ad is what we call it. Let us call it as ad to make it very simple. So what I did further was, under each category, I made two advertisements. I place 2 different ads under each one. Say, for example, under this one, the first one called Ad Agency India, I placed 2 advertisements just to see. I have made 2 designs. Which design is working better? So in this way, I will know which target audience is working better and also which ad is working better for it. Okay, this is how it is. After running all these ads, we have the results also here. Okay, first one got Ad Agency India got only 13 results, which means 13 leads. Business owners and marketing guys got me 84 leads, which means that is the most effective way how I should be looking at expanding my target reach. The third thing that we did was event management companies, and we got only 45 leads. And from Ad Agency Chennai, we got 75 leads, which is also a good thing to look at. Okay. So after we did all these things, what we need to know is how much did we really spend on each advertisement. For this 13 leads, I had to spend 46 rupees. For this 84 leads, per lead, I just spent 18 rupees. So out of all the different campaigns, this 18 rupees campaign lead per lead was the most cost effective. Now I get to know, okay, this is what is working. Even though on an average, I'm paying 22 rupees, but this 18 rupees. So tomorrow what I will do is I will stop all other campaigns and focus on what is giving me results. What is giving me results. So how much did I really spend? I had spent nearly 1,500 rupees and I got 84 leads, which is a very good deal for me. And another place I have spent nearly 1,600 rupees and I got 75 leads, which is again a good deal for me. Maybe I would have experimented with, say 2,000 rupees here and there, but I got to know basically what is working for me. Clear? So we proceed further. So in this way, I did the campaign, and now we will only see the campaign which is very successful, the one which got us 84 leads. So when I click this further, so it says there are 2 ads here. Okay, this is ad 1. Okay, I will show you that view and then come here now. This will be little confusing. Okay, in this I will just do it. Okay. So I will just take this business owners and marketing guys. Okay, in this I did 2 ads. These are the 2 advertisements that I did. Okay, what is the difference between these 2 advertisements? I will show you that later, but just to see, out in this particular campaign that I got 84 leads, only 1 advertisement. I made 2 advertisements, right? Targeting the same audience. In only 1 advertisement got me 81 leads, and another advertisement got me only 3 leads. Very surprising for even me. Okay, even though the target audience is same, but we have got a very big variation. We will see what did not work first. Okay, what did not work first? The 3. This is the advertisement that we ran. We will see how the advertisement appeared then. Okay, this is how the advertisement was appearing. Okay, this is how the advertisement appeared. Okay, the advertisement, the copy was very same, only the design changed actually. Lowest price challenge, bus ads at 2950 onwards. I was under the impression when I put the price directly in the design, I will get more response or I will get better conversions. That was my understanding. I thought this would be the lead creative. But what happened? The other creative that got 81 leads, did not say anything. It just said start your bus ads in Chennai. That's it. And why it got 81 leads and why this got 3 leads, I don't know. That is how Facebook or Google works. You have to do experimentation. Unless you do experimentation, you will not know what is working for you in your own business. The moment you know after all these results, now I don't spend my time or my mind into this part. The moment I have to start the campaign now, right after Corona gets over, we have to start the campaign. Right after Corona gets over, I will just only put the money and just enable this button. The moment I enable the button, then the campaign gets started. I don't have to do anything and all the leads start falling into the bucket. As simple as that. Clear? So this is what a Facebook advertisement that I did and I showed you the results. Now we will create a Facebook advertisement to just show you how it is actually done. So the first step is you have to click that thing called create. Okay, so since I have already done that, it's showing me you want to really go for it. Okay. So if you want to understand this part, it is very clear. On the left hand side, you will see something called what we just now saw: campaign, ad set, ad. You just have to remember only these three things: campaign, ad set, ad. And if you know this format, how to do, doing Google advertisement, LinkedIn advertisement, doing any advertisement is easy because everyone is following the same format. Okay. So I'm going to show you the fast track way of doing it, just to make you learn how to do a Facebook advertisement effectively. It will take a week's time. We're not getting into it. Just going to show you in 10 minutes how you can do an advertisement without getting into the details of everything. Okay. The first thing that it asks is you have to set your campaign objective. Why do you want to run this advertisement? Whether you just want some views, you want traffic, what you want basically. So if you just want traffic, you can click this. If you just want brand awareness, you can click this. If you have a video you just want to reach, you can click this. But my best preferred style that I usually go with is lead generation. I basically want to know how many people are interacting with it and giving their information. So I click lead generation. Clear? After I click the lead generation, then it will show it as a lead generation campaign, which means I will get name, email ID, phone number, or whatever more information I want. So here I can say it is a bus ads demo 2. Okay. It's a demo campaign that I'm doing. So I'm just calling it as demo 2 basically. The second step that we are into is we have to give a ad set name. Like how we saw, we are trying to target multiple different target group. Here I'm just going to create only one target group. And just for our study purpose, we are going to learn this. We call them as cold audience. What is this cold audience meaning? For the first time, they're going to see our brand. They don't know who we are. Only by looking at the advertisement, they're going to form some opinion about us. Okay. So then we say we are going to target the ad agency, or else we can say that, okay, business owners, I can say business owners. One, so just for sake of creating this, I've just created this business owner and whatever you want to add. Then you mentioned the target audience. After that, I will not click anything on this part. Only the Facebook page from which you want to run the advertisement is Bus Advertising Agency. Since I have a corporate account, all the accounts are linked here. Okay. After that, you don't do anything here. Don't do anything here. Don't do anything here. Come right straight here. Okay. I want to target the entire India, or you want to target Chennai. So you have the privilege of targeting whatever you want. So it is all left to you. So if you just want to target Chennai, India, whatever you want, you can target. So for that, our understanding purpose, I just put Chennai. Okay. The moment I put Chennai, it is showing dynamically how many people it will reach and how many leads will get generated. Everything is shown to you dynamically. Clear? Then we move forward. I know from my past experience, the people who are seriously looking forward for placing an order are about 30 years of age and below 55. So I just click that. And then I know that it is not women who place the order in my business, it is the men. So why, by trying to filter all these things, I'm only trying to arrive at the right target audience for me. And here is a very interesting feature that I can capture on. Here I can say business owners. Whom should this particular ad be showcased to? Business owners. I want business owners to see this ad. The moment I click this, okay, then I can click something called suggestions. So when it is when I just click business owners, then it is showing me very less people, which means in this particular category under that matching all the criteria, there are very less people out here. So then what we do is then I click few other categories like business owners, small business owners, owner, CEO, lot of such categories basically. So whatever is relevant for, I'm just randomly now clicking, whatever is relevant for your business, you can click. By giving adding a new keyword, it will give you a lot more suggestions. So whether you want to target the job title or whatever, basically you want to do all that, you can also click this. The moment you do this, just for our study purpose now that we are doing it randomly, but you have to carefully select. Now, after having a sizable population, then Facebook will tell you, yes, you can reach 2,400 people to 700 or 2,400 to 7,000 people in a day. Okay. And in a day, you can generate nearly 2 to 11 leads. Whatever Facebook says, it does. Okay. So we will not compromise. It will definitely give you that many amount of leads, provided you give them that budget. So after doing that selection, then we will see something called manual. There's a difference called automatic placement and manual placement. Automatic placement is something wherein Facebook will decide how much money to take it. and it will go on and on and on and start, till the time we exhaust the budget, it will do everything for you. But we will don't have that much budget. So for all startup companies, we have to initially start with manual placement. And then Facebook will say, you whether you want to advertise here, in all these different places you want to advertise. You will see a lot of advertisement on right hand side, left hand side, and all that on top and all that in Facebook. The most high visibility area for you is we untick all these things. We only take the news feed. Only this is called as the news feed area. When the advertisement appears in the main page of Facebook, when you are scrolling, that is when generally a lot of people click and watch. Clear? So we only click that, and then we have to fix the budget. Facebook is saying now spend 800 rupees per day. I have the option to even spend 500. That's left to me. But when I do that, the leads will decrease. The leads will decrease. But when I am running multiple campaigns, when I cannot spend on one product 500 rupees, then what can be done is you can even have a lesser budget also. It will not say anything, but I have tried this for my own businesses. It is working. So initially you go with what Facebook is suggesting for a week or so. Little later when you are seeing some traction, then you can also play around with this. Reduce the budget and see how the traction is. Or if it is really going well, then increase the budget. And if you're able to convert, then keep increasing the budget and keep moving forward. So for study purpose, we're having just 500 rupees here. Okay. And if you want to set the campaign start date and end date, you can. If you don't want, it will start running. It will first go for submission and then it will start running. Okay. Then I give you continue. By doing all these things, on the right hand side, you will see the blue tick has come here. The blue highlight has come till here. Budget and schedule. Okay. That's how you're able to see, Arun. Okay. So click. So I continue further.
Yeah, we can see.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah. So what happens is sometimes there's a screen lag, and I keep narrating something and it doesn't come on the screen. So I wanted to check that. So here now we come to the last part, which is setting an ad name. So here I don't want to run two different ads. I'm just running only one ad. If you have two different ads, then you can say lead generation ad, say for example, variation one or option one, whatever you want to run. But here I don't have it, just for our understanding purpose. I'm creating one. Okay. And then it asks you how you want to format the ad and show. Whether do you want to show multiple products all at once, or you want to go with only one image ad or one video ad. I prefer initially to go with one single image to understand the effectiveness. When you're running multiple campaigns, then you try all the different formats which is suitable for your business. Okay, I just click single image here, and then it is asking me to add the image. Since I've already got all these images uploaded in my system, it is showing. Or if it is not uploaded already, then you can click here and upload it. Okay, for our study purpose, I'm clicking this and I'm saying upload. So okay, it is showing. So this is how your advertisement is going to appear. Here is where you have to give a nice descriptive line that very clearly talks about your business. I have already written a line on that subject. I'll just do the copy pasting work in your respective businesses. Whatever narration is suitable for you, you can pick it up. Clear? Okay. So when we do this, so here is where we are. So the moment I paste the content here, it will dynamically appear how it is going to show in the Facebook advertisement. Clear? So in that way, we have a description, we have a headline, we call it as primary text, and then we call something called as headline. It is optional. If you add it, where it will appear is, it will appear here. So as it is going to show to the end audience, that view you can see here. If you want to make customization, you can do the customization here itself. Clear? So if I add description, then where it is going to come? It is going to come in the down. Clear? After this, what should be displayed here? What I want people to know is they have to book advertisements now. So I say this thing called book now. After they do that, since I've already created a form, I will use one of these forms. This is how the form will appear. First, they will get a message. They'll get a message like this. Right after they click the advertisement, how it should appear, how the screen should appear. First, they'll get this message. The second message will be to get the details from them: email, full name, phone number, company name. For my business, these three or four things I make it compulsory. So whatever extra you want to make, whatever is provided there, you can make use of. Once that is done, then it will say thank you. Very simple. Done. And I display the number here, phone number of my executive, just in case if they are in a hurry, they want to immediately place an order, they can go ahead and click the number. Very clear. Okay. So right after they do it, they can go and say confirm. It doesn't take really much time. And with this, you set the campaign. That's it. The campaign is done. You don't have to do any work now. Sit back and relax. This is a very good method when you don't even have a website. When you don't even have a website, you can start using this method for generating leads. Without website also, you can generate leads. Clear? So it will go for review. Generally, Facebook takes half a day, 1 day, or even 2 days, depending on their review process. Based on that, they will approve the advertisement. Clear?
Mr. Elias, without a website, you need a landing page. You know how you will get the lead without landing page?
Yeah, okay. That's what we are calling this as a lead page. See here, when I say no website, I mean to say that the intervention of website will be very less. You definitely need to have privacy policy which you need to put inside your website. Well, it is a trivial thing, but how you're going to generate leads here, like how I told you here for this 217 leads. Okay, in this what happens is when you click this further, you will be given all the data, whatever people are filling out. It will be inside an Excel sheet which will be provided in Facebook itself. It will not be in your website. This is one form of doing advertisement with Facebook. The another form of advertisement is where you ask the people to go to your website to fill up the lead. When they are filling up the lead in your website, then that is where when we talk about landing page and all that concept, that lead will come to you through your website. Here, all the leads will be stored in the Facebook itself. So you can go anytime you want, you can download the data, and then you can get it in an Excel sheet format and start contacting customers. Clear? So we just have a breezer now. Wait a minute. If you have any questions, you can ask me now regarding this. If you have any questions, you can ask me.
Yeah, Mr. Elias, now I am in Dubai. So to run a Facebook campaign, we're talking about 20 paisa and all. So for Indian rupees. So
for every location, the regional currency will be applicable, and based on the regional currency, the amounts will be shown. So whatever is the price, that is in dollars, yen, whatever it is, based on the regional currency, it will be shown. So I'm giving you the Indian context with this money. It will be a different story for you. And the same story is not going to be there tomorrow also. Today I'm spending 22 rupees to get a lead. Tomorrow Facebook will change with a lot of other things. It may even be 50 rupees or it can even be 10 rupees. Everything is dynamic.
Yeah. Suppose if I'm putting a 500 in my currency, so how many
we don't know.
click per page
we don't know. We don't know. Everything is dependent on the target audience. That's what was the entire discussion now. I have spent the same amount, 4 different categories, no change. I did not differentiate anybody there, but I made all the campaigns run simultaneously. I did not differentiate and say this campaign will have this much budget and that campaign will have that much budget. I only said per day I will spend only this much money, say 500 rupees or 800 rupees. Then Facebook took all the liberty of showcasing the advertisement. Some was able to click and some was not able to click. So what we do when such things happen is, once you run this experiment, you will know which is a winning horse that you can bet on. The moment you find your winning horse, you separate them and you keep nurturing them, and all your non-winning horse, you kill them. You kill them and you put it in the dustbin. Whatever is winning for you, you boost it, and then you go give a lot of money for that, so that leads keep falling you inside like a golden, egg basically. You go every time, you harvest the eggs, and then start enjoying it. Sir, you have anything to ask?
Yes, also, I have noticed that when I was booking a flight ticket or something, I didn't do it. Next time when I do the browser, it automatically gives suggestion. This flight ticket is available so and so price. These are all the campaigns, or is it? They are suggesting in the browser you get those things.
That's a different out of topic, I think, sir. That is something to do with your search engine, and the browser. That's not. I don't think you will have got a suggestion in Facebook, if I'm not wrong. If you would have got it, if it is from Google, then Google is doing a lot of updations. Sometimes you will be even surprised. Your phone contact number will come out in Google when you're searching for a particular person. Why that is happening? Because most of us are uploading our phone data in Gmail pre-backup. And sometimes you will even see your own name coming saying that you have booked a ticket, and your name will be shown and the ticket number will also come. We even get surprised sometimes. How does Google know so much? All that is coming through mails and everything gets stored, and it is becoming smarter every day.
And one more thing, sorry. How we can avoid the other country people's like or
that's where the targeting, I'll tell you.
The targeting we are mentioning only for UAE, but unfortunately I'm getting so many likes in other countries like Taiwan and Thailand, Koreans.
So there's something called, supposing if you are targeting people, that's where we have to be very clear and careful. What happens is, I don't think, did you do this kind of a process for setting up your ad campaign?
Almost the same, yeah, like this we made it before.
Okay, but just check one more time, because what most of the people do is, Facebook will ask you to boost something. Okay, it will just say boost and this particular, you would have posted something and Facebook would have asked you to just boost that particular page for a particular post. Mostly what people do is they will boost that. When you go through boosting, you don't have these many settings. When you don't have these many settings,
yes, right.
When you don't have these many settings, you will lose a lot of money. Even after following these settings, you still can control a lot of stuff. Only after several rounds, you become very perfect. Here, there is a very small feature that says whether you want to target the people who are in the same location or who are looking from a different location for this particular service here. Say, for example, when I talk about my own service like bus advertising, if you'll ask me, it's a very simple thing, minute thing, it will come. But if you don't enable or disable it, then everything is lost, money is lost. So it says, like for example, people who are in Chennai who are searching, should we display the advertisement to them? Or somebody sitting in Bombay, if they are searching for a bus advertisement in Chennai, should we display to them? Get my point? If you want both the audience, then you would show yes. But if you are in a business that you cannot cater to people who are beyond the geographical location, then you should say no, or else all your money is wasted. Another very important
ad is different or both are same only?
Yes. So what happens is, that's a trick that Facebook follows. That just gives immediate gratification to people who want to do an advertisement and who get satisfied of having done an advertisement through Facebook. It's just little money, whatever you want to do. So what happens is, you don't undergo the very detailed and the minute settings which are available in Facebook. What we just now saw is not that great also actually to understand. If you go through this video 2 times or even 1 time also, it is very easy for you to catch up. But if you do this much at least, you will at least show your advertisement to the right people. Otherwise, you will not be able to. Through boosting, you will miss out on so many different features. In just 2-3 minutes, you will set up a campaign and run. But that is not here is where the real crux is. And here is where you can do a lot of stuff. Once you've run a campaign, what happens next? When you're running the same campaign next time, you have lot of very useful data of people who have already liked your page. And if you want to show a different offer to them, how do you save that audience and show a different offer to them? Those who have already seen the ad, they don't want to see the same ad again. Show a different ad to them. Those who have not seen, show a new ad to them. Clear?
Like this we can mention?
Like this, you can do a lot of customization. Yes. Those who are liked my page, they can see this advertisement. Or those who are in the database that you collected. Now we are generating so many leads, 217 leads. Just now I told you, out of this 217 leads, 5 or 6 leads only will get converted for me. And that is a good enough number for me. That is enough for me. But what will happen to these many leads that I have got? So you just minus 6. This time you have roughly 200 leads. What you will do with these 200 leads? For me, they are potential advertisers. Today they are not advertising. Tomorrow they may. Or they will advertise for certain other products also. So what I will do is, if I have some other company that I want these people to target, then I will use that data, save that data and keep it. And use that data to showcase my different product to the same group. Yes. Or for the same company, if I have a different offering, if I have a discount, then I use the same data. Since they already know about my company, since they have interacted with me, they are a little familiar. So I use that familiarity to really pitch my other product or the same product with a better offer. Clear? So there are a lot of different ways you can make use of data. But where we are complaining, we make use of Facebook, and when we don't get conversion, then we start complaining Facebook is not working for us. If we know really how to get whatever we want from Facebook, then Facebook will be the best tool that we can do. Clear? Anything else you have?
Mohammed, my name is James.
Yes,
I
sir,
am
please,
into
sir.
IT services
Yes,
and
sir.
products person. Now, I was here yesterday also. Now, I got a specific question. Now,
Yes, sir, please.
since I am into IT services, now there are different channels like Facebook, Google, Instagram, LinkedIn. Now, how I am going to decide, which is going to work for me?
Very good, sir. There are two things, sir. You run a company or you're working somewhere, sir, or you are a consultant?
I am a consultant and I run a company also.
Okay, you are a consultant and you run a company also. Then I will reserve your answer for the presentation. I have something very interesting and specific for you. I'll answer it then. Don't worry. So I have this question picked up and I have an answer already made with a case study. I'll show you that. Any other questions you guys have? Anything else? Can I proceed next? Yeah.
Yeah. What is impression? In Facebook, they mention for impression and see in something they mention. No?
Reach.
What is the difference?
Reach, impression, reach, and all that terminologies.
Impression reached.
Yeah. If you get too much into so many things, you'll get confused. But still, I have to tell you this in the look for only one metric when you're looking for leads. I look for only one metric, which is conversion. That's it. How many leads I got out of 217? How much I got converted? Otherwise, Facebook will give you 100 different metrics. Anyway, since for our study purpose, we'll know impressions and reach. Can you see my screen, sir?
Yeah.
Impressions and reach. What is impression? Impression means how many times this particular advertisement was showcased to people. How many times? So this ad has appeared 6,000. So maybe the second ad has appeared 48,679 times. It has appeared. What is reach? Reach is very simple. Out of this 48,619 times it has appeared, 32,440 is the people who have seen this advertisement only for one time.
Okay.
So, which means impressions in the sense the same person would have seen the advertisement and missed it. The advertisement would have been showcased 2 times also. So the unique people or the people this advertisement was shown only one time to one person in a sense, that is 32,000 people. But how many times it was showcased? 48,000 times it was showcased. So how many people it was showcased? 32,000 people it was showcased. Clear, sir? Yeah, okay. Then we move on. Yeah. The second thing that I want to show you is a Google advertisement. So why the idea of showing you all these things is the moment you want to do it on your own also, you will know how to start this. That's the whole idea. So similarly, I want to maintain the continuity in the flow. For the same bus advertisement, I do both Facebook advertisement and I do Google advertisement also. What is the difference between these two? Facebook advertisement is something based on matching the audience interest. I am showcasing one advertisement to you. Sir, I think you are the prospective client for me. So you see this advertisement. You didn't ask for it. You didn't ask for it. Based on your profile, I am thinking you will like it, so I'm showing it to you. That is Facebook for you. In Google AdWords, there are other ways of doing advertisement, but we'll only restrict our conversation to only search advertisement, text advertisement. Okay. This search advertisement or text advertisement that we're talking about is only when somebody is asking or searching with these keywords will show, or else the ad will not appear. If there are no people searching, your money is safe with you. It will not take your money. Only when somebody is searching and clicking, only then your money will go out. Clear? That's what we need to know. So I'm going to show you the campaign which I've done for the same Buzzback advertising. So I have spent, I will take only one campaign here. I have spent nearly 8,929 rupees. Okay. And how much did I get? How many leads did I get? I call it here as conversion. Okay. Conversion. According to Google, the conversion is the number of leads that it got. 13 leads only I got. There 5,000 rupees, 217. Here 8,000, nearly 9,000 rupees we have spent. We've got 13 leads. The metrics work differently. For each lead, I have spent nearly 686 rupees we have got. Clear? This is the story. But what we know is from our experience, lot of people who come before even giving the inquiry form, going to the inquiry form and filling up the data, they'll click the mobile number and call us. So if I know the conversion is actually much higher. The conversion metric that I have given to Google is to only locate those people who have given me the data. Clear? So here, if I want to know to further as to out of this so much rupees I have spent, which is the keyword that got me business, or by searching which keyword people were able to find us. Okay. Here again the same thing, campaign, ad group. There we call it as ad set. Here we are calling it as ad group. But here under each ad group you can have different set of keywords. So I will take something here. So out of these 2 advertisements that I ran under this campaign, one got 0 conversions. One got 0 conversions and I stopped it at early stage itself because I was not getting results. The second one got 13 conversions. So we are only going to look at what got us 13 conversions. So when I click this further, then it shows and tells me these are the different keywords that you were targeting. Okay, these are the different keywords that you are targeting and which keyword got you more result. Here you see this particular keyword plus bus plus advertising got 7 conversions. I'll tell you what is this plus and all that stuff. But this keyword got me 7 conversions. And how much did I spend for keyword click for conversion? 481 rupees. And then the second best keyword was this bus advertising in Chennai. Exact match. This gave me, but the cost of conversion is very high, 1,321. And then the third one was this particular keyword, which was 313. And I got 3 conversions only. With this data, and all other is waste money for me. All other is waste money for me. So next time when I'm running a campaign, I can even remove those keywords. I can even remove those keywords from 686 rupees, whatever I'm paying. If I can really come closer to this 488, then I'm saying 200 rupees per conversion. This is how people calculate monies. Clear? This is a very simple calculation. Now I will show you how we run this, how we create and run this. Very, very simple. We just have to first click this thing called campaign. We create a new campaign. Then it asks very similar to what Facebook asked us. Why do you want to generate this? Our attention is very clear. We want to generate only leads. I click the lead part and I click the lead and then I go. These are different ways how you can display your advertisement. Search, display, shopping, video ads and all that stuff. So I do only search advertisements mostly because that's where I see a lot of traction coming in. And when I have more budget, I can try other things. And what do I really want? After clicking that, people should be visiting or should be making your phone call. If yours is a business, if you want to measure how many phone calls happened, you can measure. If you want to measure how many visits happened, you can measure. So it's all left to you. So I click visits and then I put this website address. Okay. After putting the website address, then I can give continue. It shows the 4 different stages. First is select campaign settings, which is a campaign, very similar to what we saw in Facebook. So here, if you want to create a campaign name, you can. Bus ads demo. Okay. Here it says whether you want to display in search network or display network. What is the display network and search network? Search network is when somebody is typing in Google, the first thing that appears is a search network. A display network is even if they are not searching, but in some other website, if you go, still the ad will follow you and all that stuff. You can do a lot of retargeting and all that. But I don't spend money on that. I spend money on simple and pure search. In all these places, you will lose a lot of money initially if you're not controlling all this stuff. That's why a lot of people say it is not working. But it is a very intelligent system that we should understand. And which are the countries you want to target? And if you want to target a geographical location, just keep India for now. And then I move forward. If you see some other languages that can be added, you can add. You don't want to specify a language, you don't need to specify. I'm just typing Tamil also in addition to English and Tamil. Okay, 2 languages I'm adding. It is added. Then I go for budget. I just put 500 rupees or 5,000 rupees, for example. Okay, 500 rupees. Done. Okay. With that, I move further, and then we are doing it for conversion. Then we move further. I don't want you to add so many things, but if you want your phone number to be appearing, then click out this call extension and add your phone number. Okay, since I've already created an advertisement, it is already showing me these keywords. If I don't want these keywords, I can remove all these keywords, then I can add a fresh keyword. If I don't have any idea about a keyword, then I can go and just put my company website here, and Google will give all the ideas. From here, if you want to add this keyword, it will get added here. From here, if you click this, it will get added here. So I clicked it, bus transport at, say, for example, transit ad, it is added here. Okay. If you want to get keyword ideas, you can also get keyword ideas from here. Or if you've already done your research and if you know what keyword works for you, you can add whatever you want to add. And then you say save and move forward. Now this is the part which is the last part of creating an advertisement. You have done the ad group setting and now it is the advertisement creation. So here if you see, this is how the advertisement will look like if I make the changes. Metropolitan Transport Corporation, MTC bus advertising. Okay, something like that. Whatever you want to write or add, basically, whatever you do the changes, this is how the advertisement is going to appear. Once you do all this, whatever you add, it is going to appear. So you'll know basically how the advertisement finally is going to look like. Then you save this. You are done. Just continue to campaign. If you want to make any changes at any point in time, you can go back and change it. Not at all a problem. So it is here. It will be here for some time. Once the campaign starts, for Google and all that, the campaign time is very less to start. It will immediately start. Before it could get started, I just have to pause it, or else the money will go off. So I'm just stopping it for now. So this is how it is, and after you don't have to do anything. Just keep visiting whenever you can, and you will see the performance, how many clicks and all that. Now all the traffic will go to your website, and from your website you will know how many leads you are able to generate. Clear? Breezer session now. Yeah. Are you all there? Listening? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is it interesting? How to make money? Yeah. So by doing simple campaigns like this, yeah,
saving the money.
Yeah, but just setting few things right, you will not even want one sales executive who will have to go and fetch business regularly for. This will do all the work for you, and you will get lot of data. And then only thing that you need here is a very nice, convincing sales girl who should do all the other jobs. Clear? So that's how about. If you want to ask anything, you tell me, and then I will go to the next part if this is okay with you.
So actually, this for service-based advertisement. This is the best one, Facebook or Google Ad. For
what is the service? Oh, sorry, what is the service?
Facility management. Maintenance.
Yeah.
And
basically, if you don't want to waste more money and if you want to get very quick and real results, try Facebook advertisement. But again, that depends on what is the kind of competition you have in your industry. Say, for example, can you see my screen? Can you see my? I will just screw it right. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, can see.
Okay. Now tell me, what is a facility management company? Okay.
Yeah.
In Dubai, huh?
Dubai.
Okay. So if I search this, okay.
Yeah.
First thing that I'm getting is, sorry, Google My Business page. And then this company is coming, Ejeda. Ejeda company is coming, their company is coming. Maybe you should be familiar with these companies or whatever. Then there are a lot of questions people are asking that is coming. And then ads are coming. This company called buildings.honeywell.com is doing an advertisement targeting these kind of searchers. So the idea will be, if he's looking for facility management, then actually he's looking for this. So that is their insight. This company called Safa Facility Management Company. So I just click this company advertisement. It will cost them money. So by every click, they will be losing money. So I've clicked it just to see how their website looks like. This is how their website looks like. Clear? So if you ask me if it is Which one to do? We have evidence. Somebody is already doing. So you can be assured that somebody is already spending money to see if it is working for you. And you should also be spending money. So start with Google Ads, then also navigate to Facebook also. Initially spend lesser monies, test it with different target audience, and then scale it up.
We can understand how much money they are spending for advertisement.
That we will not know.
Not we cannot have.
As far as I know, we cannot know. Maybe there are tools available to even hack that. I don't know. But you can know that, who's advertising, who's not advertising, all that you can know. That much information you can get. Even in Facebook, if you want to know which all facility management companies are doing Facebook advertising, that also you can know today. So all that much powerful data is available, and there are a lot of tools that tell you now in your industry, in the entire UAE, whoever is doing whatever in terms of social media, who is making posts. If you're lacking, you don't have ideas as to how to create a Facebook post. By just doing that, you will know basically what your other people are doing in the industry. They may be your competitor, may not even be your competitor. But what is happening in the industry, if you want to know, that is also possible. There is a tool called BuzzSumo. BuzzSumo. I'll type it in the chat. BuzzSumo. That gives you a lot of data about what other people are doing in the market with respect to social media. BuzzSumo. Anything to ask, say? Anything to ask, say?
Yeah, I have one more query, Mr. Elias. Suppose I want to target some...
Others are also available, maybe Faizur Rahman, Chandrasekhar. We are not able to see you. I don't know if you are able to hear us. You're not also interacting with us. So it is also disappointing. So if you have anything to ask, we'll also feel energetic to answer your queries. At the end of it, it has to be beneficial to entrepreneurs. So we would request you to interact with us so that it is a beneficial session for all. Yeah. Tell me, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Elias, I also want to target some major corporates who are having more than 1,000 staff in their company.
Yes.
So for office furniture company like me, the more number of staff is what my criteria. Correct. So they may buy more furniture.
Yeah. So
if you want to target some 1,000 plus staff companies in Dubai, and I want to know who's the procurement manager of that company and his email ID. Is there any platform or tool how I can get it?
Okay.
Actually, there are some paid companies like market research companies are there, which can give you such data.
Who's actually answering? Sorry, we couldn't see the person.
This is Vinod here.
Hi, sir. Yes, sir. Tell me, sir.
Hi.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure it is like for which industry.
Okay.
But it is like BNC. There are some other third-party companies. Those are just doing this research work only.
So if you would show your faces, then it will be fine for us to understand who is in the talking also.
Yeah. Good. Nice. Thank you for that, Vinodji. Thanks for the gesture. Nice gesture. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, if you are actually looking for something like that, LinkedIn is a very good platform for you, sir. If you have LinkedIn paid access, then you will know a lot of data. In Facebook, one more interesting feature that you have is, if you have one particular page, okay, and if the page has got a lot of people, say for example, you are into, you want to promote something related to food, and you will see, if you see a lot of people who are actually liking a particular company which is into the food company, and if you want to reach their audience, and if they should really have a very big audience, you can even tap those pages and target people who are liking that particular page. But in your case, when you're talking about, very simple, okay. So in your case, what you're talking about is the data, targeting very niche companies who have got this many employees. That's where LinkedIn comes into play actually. But the cost of advertising in LinkedIn is little higher comparatively. It's like in Facebook and all that, it can start with 500,000 and all that, whatever money. Indian money I'm talking about.
Sorry to interrupt actually. Yeah. His inquiry is not to get information of like posting advertisements. He is looking for the contact number for procurement manager or like someone who is key to generate the business for him. He just needs to take leads only.
Okay, fine. That is not possible here, sir. But if you're looking social media to make your product reach, then LinkedIn is the right platform for you. Especially your kind of product where a lot of professionals are already there.
Yeah. LinkedIn. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, sir.
Yeah, there are a lot of sites like LinkedIn, Zoom. Those websites, they are giving the details, but you have to pay, and then only you will get the most informations.
Since our topic is restricted to social media, I think we should not deviate from there. Yeah. Okay. Anything do you want to ask, Arshay? Okay. So can we move ahead? Yeah, we'll move ahead. Yeah. So the last thing in terms of the top three out of the top three revenue generators, we saw Google, Facebook, and the last thing and a very easy thing, effective thing is this particular Google My Business. Most of you would have already got accounts in Google My Business, but sorry, hello, hello. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Elias. I think somebody didn't mute it. It's okay.
Okay. So basically here, if you see, for you to create a Google My Business account, it is free of cost. You don't have to really spend any money on that. And this is a free feature which is provided by Google. So I'm just going to show you a simple example of how to create a location basically. So to add a location, it is very simple. You go to Google My Business page, and then from there, you are directed to this page. In just 2 minutes, you can create this. But what you do after that is all left to you. It is a new business. And then I just put, say for example, Ram Bakery. Okay. I'm just saying it is a Ram Bakery. This is the business name that I'm putting here. Then I have to display the business category. So whatever business that you are into, you can add that depending on the category that gets displayed. And then it asks, do you want to add a location customer can visit? And I say, yes, it is a store. Okay. So we move forward. And then it asks for an address. I have some filled in address just for our study purpose. And I put this as Tamil Nadu. And then I move forward. And then there's already a Ram Bakery and Sweets. Do you want to claim it is what Google is asking me? No, I say none of these. And then I move next. And then if I want to really pinpoint and share exactly in this particular street or whatever, you can do all the location pointing here and then click next. And then it is asking, do you also serve customer outside this location? I say no. Only this is a very restricted business that I do. If you are doing, then you can even mention that. And then I put my contact number. And if I have a website, I put the website. If I don't have a website, I don't put a website. But adding a website is good. Just for our study purpose, we are doing it. So I'm not adding all that. So that's it. The listing is created. Once I click finish, what happens is Google will send a postcard to your address with a code. Why I'm telling you this is like, for example, if you have not done it, then do it now. For if you have some multiple businesses and each one is a different identity, then don't think you've already registered one business and this is not relevant. So go back and add your businesses that you want to do. I just say Ram, and the moment I do this, I click this mail, and then it says that it is shipped. In 12 days, I will get the postcard. After getting the postcard, there will be a code which I have to put it. Once I put that code, now I will be given the access to create my Google My Business page. So in all these things, I can add my business description, whatever photos, whatever I want, I can add all these things here. So once you do it, once you put the code only, it will start appearing. It will say pending verification. Once the code comes, then it will ask for a code. When you put the code, then the listing will start appearing in the Google. So that's about the Google My Business part. And in Google My Business, one of the best things is that you can create a free website also. They are allowing you to create a free website. You just need to have Google My Business account, and then you can click the website, and then you can start creating a free website. It is a tool which is inbuilt inside. So if you don't have a website, so don't just stop with you don't have to think that you have to create a website with a paid version, and even go with a free version like this. So that's about the top three revenue generators. If you're okay, then I will proceed with the presentation and few suggestions. As to we had one question, so I have to answer that question with the presentation. So can I proceed? Arunji? Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, please. Thank you. So so the final part here is the social media part. So we saw the top 3 revenue generators. Now it's all left to us what we are going to do with it. Now we'll get into the social media part. Why people are using social media? Generally, there was a statistics which was taken and people shared the statistics, and it says that people want to get in touch with what their friends are doing. They want to know. Only for that they are using social media to stay updated with the news and events, and to fill up spare time. And there are a lot of other things. But people are generally curious to know what others are doing. Only for that they are in social media. So that's how everyone started actually. But if you're still in that mode, then we are not going to score high. We have to be in the mode where we are generating content and our friends are seeing it or interacting. So that's where we need to get into. So I'm going to tell you there are 3 types of social media users today in the world. Okay, 3 types of social media users. The first type of social media user actually is all of us together. No, it is everybody. We are heavily consuming content every day in Facebook, from YouTube, from LinkedIn, from Instagram, and all these different places. We are spending a lot of time and we are consuming a lot of content from there. But we are not trying to add any content. We are only trying to consume the content which is produced by somebody else. And the business of social media is run only because of people like us who are consumers, who are content consumers. And what do? We contribute to the revenue of this platform, which benefits the platform and also the content creators, the people who create the content. Okay. The second type of social media users are content creators, YouTubers, basically people who keep creating content, who keep uploading content. They are the effective users of social media. They use the platform very effectively. They make money by putting content. They do real business there. They create more followers much better than brands. There are a lot of brands who don't have very good followers. That's the pathetic story. Their brands spend a lot of money on advertising. Brands spend a lot of money on hiring agencies, doing a lot of stuff. But the brands have lesser followers than these individuals who are out there creating content. And you will know that. A lot of YouTube channels with individuals, they have a lot of millions of viewers and subscribers. But a proper brand with so much advertising, they don't have, because they are not engaging enough. They are not engaging enough. They are looking very commercial. We also talk about it. The fourth thing is, once a content creator becomes very famous, they become influencers. They become brand influencers. Say, for example, somebody is starting a cooking channel, and if the cooking channel becomes so famous, then a lot of FMCG companies who are manufacturing, cooking items and all that, they may even hire them, pay them to promote their product or showcase their product in one of their videos. And a lot of such collaboration is happening too. They become influencers. Okay, these are some of the influencers I can say, or the people who are actually making money. This was a paper clip that we could get, and just to show you how much money each one is making. And the best part in this is, the guy whose photo is shown there, Village Food Factory, very old man, hope you would have all known, and it is saying that rupees 10 lakh per month is the revenue. He doesn't even know English or what, I don't know. So even without knowing any word in English, you can still make money in YouTube. That's the real story. You don't need to know any story. You need to, if you have something very, you need to know, need not know any English, but you need to have some story to tell. In whatever language you say, it is reaching the world. And there are a lot of people who understand whatever language you speak. And that's where you make the revenue, and that's where you create your influence. And that's what we are not doing today as business owners, because we are busy doing business. And we want our agencies to work for us, and that is not going to work. So whether it's cooking or whatever, basically, this is just an example. The third type of social media users are brands or businesses who think I am paying for the advertisement and I should get the response. Actually, with only because of these brands, the platform is getting the benefit. The content creators are also getting the money. So who is paying for all the content creators? The brands are only paying through the advertisement. And how Facebook is rich? Only because of our advertisers' money. So that's how it works basically. And the main intention of these brands is to engage and sell. But very few brands can engage and sell. But there is a very good example of what Coke did. It is one very nice brand that was able to engage with the audience and sell simultaneously. So they brought this thing called Coke Studio. In this Coke Studio, they were able to create very nice songs. And all these songs were sung by all the professional singers, all the famous singers. And this became a very big hit. And a lot of people started watching. So a brand taking engagement route, and that is a very good example. But we cannot afford to do that. Okay. Okay, but there are brands who have done it and became very famous. So out of all these 3 social media users, who is getting the benefit from all these 3 different people? Whether you are a content consumer, Facebook is getting the benefit. Why? Because only if there is an audience, it can run. Number 2, through content creators, only when content creators add more content, people will come and watch the content. So who is getting benefited? The platform. Facebook is getting benefited. The third type of user, brand. What he wants customers from this social media. For that, what is he doing? He's doing advertisements. And to whom is the company paying? To who is the company paying? All the brands are paying to Facebook again. Say, for example, just taking Facebook as an example, any social media for that matter. So platform, the social media platform, any platform that is the biggest gainer from all these 3 different types of users. Now, where are we? We are thinking sometimes like the biggest dilemma with small businesses is we are sometimes thinking that we are business. Sometimes we are thinking individuals. When we actually look at and get down to work, we are individuals because there is nobody to support us. When we are actually thinking about our business, we are thinking we are a brand and we have to promote. And we think by paying money, we can promote ourselves in social media. And that is the bad story and the sad story. And that doesn't really work. Why? Why it doesn't work? Sorry. Why it doesn't work is we are most of the times we think we are brands, but we spend very less, or we cannot really create engaging content. And we are not content creators also. And then most of the times, even though we are dilemmatic between number 2 and number 3, we would have created few Facebook posts and we would have put it, and then we will be very happy saying that we have created some content. Nothing. So we are always dilemmatic between number 2 and 3, but we are actually sitting in number 1, which is we are only consuming content. We are not contributing, or we are not getting the benefit. So how do we really get the benefit? I have a case study to show you. Somebody asked me this question, and here I have a case study for you. If you are a small business owner, keep this in mind very clearly. If you are a small business owner, you have to be a content creator and be a brand. What is this combination? Even though we talk very high about this content creator, do you know what is the sad story? They can only create content. They don't have a real business. They don't have a product to sell. They don't have a service to sell. They are only creating videos just to engage their audience, just to keep their audience happy. But if they were to have a real business, that's where the real game comes. They don't have a real business. But we have a real business. We have a real business, but we are not content creators. But if we have this combination of taking the content creator with a brand formula, then we can very easily influence people and then do the selling effectively. I'll just show you an example of my friend. This is a company called the Venus Kitchen Equipment. They are into manufacturing kitchen equipments basically. All their kitchen equipments are sold to B2B guys, like the big restaurant chains, like if you're aware of Saravana Bhavan or Sangeeta and all these restaurant chains in Chennai, they supply to all those big guys. Okay, this is not for home or residential use. So what he did was, it is a 20-30-year-old company. So this particular person, he's a next generation entrepreneur. He wants to build on that. So he started a channel called Know Your Kitchen. Now they have got nearly 2,000 subscribers. When I took the screenshot, it was 1,000 plus subscribers basically. So what he did was he started this channel called Know Your Kitchen. And in this particular channel, what he did, he took generally people to the kitchens in his videos. When you go to a fine dining restaurant area, what happens is you are only allowed in the fine dining experience area. You are not allowed inside a kitchen. You cannot get into a kitchen just like that. But since he is into this kitchen business and he knows the owners so well, he takes people and his cameraman inside a kitchen to just show how a kitchen is made, how it is architected well, how the arrangement is made, and also during peak hours in the lunch time and all that, how they are able to manage in the kitchen. What saves money and what spills money, everything he was able to share. The moment as he was sharing all this valuable data, his viewership was increasing. 2,000 people, subscribers, what I would suggest is not a big deal. It's not a very big following, but a small business owner, despite his busy schedule, doing this and getting that is a big thing. And another big thing is when all these 2,000 people that he has got, maybe there are some variations, but most of these people are people who are already having a restaurant or who are looking forward to start a restaurant business. So he has got a solid audience. Even if somebody is already a restaurant owner, he will open up few other branches or may have kitchen equipment requirement, existing branches also. For new guys, we can even approach him and get it. After starting this channel and after doing this content creation and all that, he got good amount of business and good amount of publicity. People got to know more about him than the company. Earlier it was like Venus Kitchen Equipments and then this guy's name Divakar. Now Divakar first and then Venus Kitchen Equipment. So that thing slowly changed because of the videos that he was shooting. So he was able to get business. He was able to get business. Later on, what happened was, earlier he was only selling kitchen equipment. Earlier, after doing these videos, now people are considering him to be a thought leader. He's speaking so meaningful stuff about kitchen. He knows so much about a kitchen. Why can't we just take a consultation from him? Even if you don't buy kitchen equipments from him, since he knows so well about the subject, why can't I can import from Germany? But if he can, he be a consultant for me in the business. So people have started opting his consultancy services, which he never thought of selling services, those consultancy as a service. And he started making money through that second revenue stream he started generating. Only one revenue stream he had, which was selling equipments under the banner of Venus Kitchen Equipment. Now he started his Divas Consulting, which is a consulting company. Okay. Then when we were discussing further, then we explored few other opportunities and possibilities. Lot of people started calling him actually, but with all those people, what happens is interacting with them, he's giving them ideas, but they're not again coming back to him. Maybe they only looked for some ideas, so they got the ideas and then they're not approaching him to give him the business. So what we did was we started formulating something which is still in the making. Okay, first is consulting business is set. Number two, kitchen equipment business is set. But there are a lot of viewers who are increasing day by day for his channel. So what do we do for them? And a lot of these people are people who want to start a restaurant business or who want to manage the restaurant business effectively. So we are formulating a course for restaurant owners or wannabe restaurant owners. So with this course, what happens when he formulates this course and presents the course before these people, then there'll be a lot of people who will come only for information rightfully, get the ideas. If they want to implement, let them implement. But for getting the ideas, he will get paid for the courses. So he is opening the third stream of revenue ready. The fourth stream of revenue that he can get is once he starts getting a lot of these people who are restaurant owners, then a lot of German brands, Italian brands who want to enter India, who want to enter the deeper down south of India, they will hire him as an influencer. He does not have to bother himself only about, whatever equipment he's making in Venus Kitchen Equipment, he has to sell. Any equipment which is made in any part of the world, and if that equipment is good, and if there is a buyer for it, or if there's a potential for that in this particular market, he just has to do a review for the product and the product will sell. Or he has to just do a recommendation to his restaurant or one of the restaurant owner students, then that product will sell automatically. So this is what he's trying to become now. The fifth can be, as small business owners, we have a lot of restrictions in terms of our resources and capabilities. If you want to create a new chain of products, it is very difficult for us. But if we have ideas, if we have ideas about what products can be created, then with industry collaboration, new products can get created. That's what he's now in the journey of. He wants to create new products and new concepts in the industry without investing his own personal resources or utilizing his own manufacturing capacity. That will bring him additional source of revenue. Later he can share an industry association or create a new association. The least thing that he can expect is monetization from YouTube. He's not bothered about that. Why should he be bothered? Whatever YouTube pays, let it pay. But he's very much serious about building his brand through or doing all these things through YouTube. Now you understand the complete story. This is the real story of someone who is doing it today. So that's about it. It's not only about an individual who is there. It is also same with a person like Salman Khan. Even if he has to monetize on his brand name, influence people, he has to create multiple brands. Only then he can monetize. And after doing monetization, what he does with the revenue is all left to him. Clear? So that's the part of the class today. So if you have anything more, I have another material that says, some unfair advantages. I will just take you through this unfair advantage, 1 or 2 slides, and then I will close it. It's only Facebook. So what we did was basically in Facebook, what works today? If you just put a post in Facebook, it doesn't work. So I have a case study to just show you. If you are putting only posts, it will work very limited. Now Facebook has this feature called live, going FB live. Without spending any money, you can do FB live. See, for example, this is a post from a doctor, from a website from a fertility center. The same doctor, when the doctor is putting a post, it has got the maximum reach is 159 likes. And on the right hand side, you have an event which has got 60 likes. During Corona time, doctor has risked her life and went forward and did all these things, and the likes are only this much. Then we advised doctor to do FB live activity. When she did FB live activity, she got nearly 958 views, which is 10 times, nearly 10 times, or higher basically. So how do you really reach that much? And why it is working today is Facebook wants this live feature to be promoted extensively. Because Facebook wants this live feature to be promoted extensively, Facebook will do everything in its favor to give this unfair advantage, we call it. Earlier when Facebook started, even people were just like that posting content, it was reaching people. Why it was reaching people and why it is not reaching now? Because Facebook has changed the way how it is working. Today this is working, live is working. Tomorrow will it work? We don't know. And we did a similar case with another doctor, and he got nearly 9,100 viewership for his live video without spending one single rupee. Live audience, just imagine 10,000 people watching a video. And it is a niche subject. It is not Tom, Dick and Harry subject. It's not a cooking video. It is a very specialized video. Only those people who have a problem relating to fertility are going to come and listen to it. Another thing that I want to share is FB Shop. In May 19, Facebook launched this thing called FB Shop, free e-commerce site. If you have a product, if you want to start an e-commerce business, the best thing that you can do today is to explore this free feature which is provided by Facebook. You can start listing all your products inside. To create one FB, the shopping site, you can either, the shopping site will be accessible to you from the Facebook and also from Instagram. And also, all these different platforms or the products of Facebook, starting from WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, or Messenger, all are interlinked. So you can effectively use this to start listing your product. And Facebook says it is much faster than your other applications which are available. And there are payment gateways which are also available. And going forward, they are going to come up with a feature wherein by sitting before your system, you can take a product and you can just do a demonstration of the product, and the product link will appear in the down like this. This feature is going to come very shortly in Facebook. When this thing comes, people can sit inside the room and just start selling the product. This is like a live sales. So live sales, and you can start selling the product. So that's about it. And I have a few other points which I will share it with you in the presentation. If you have any queries, we'll get down to that. Can we have all the other participants seen? And if you have anything to ask, you can ask me. And this is the end of the session today. So if you want to ask or share something, you can do, so that we are closing on time. I'll also share the video recording of this and the previous one, so that you can make use of it. And the presentation also, with a lot more data, there is a lot of presentation which is there. We have just compressed this course. As I told you, it is basically a 4 days course. We compressed it to just 2 days. If we had time, I could have dealt in detail, but there are a lot of other points that I wanted to talk to you about anyways. So that's about it. So if you have anything to ask, you can ask, and later we can close the session. Yeah.
No, are you conducting any courses like this properly, like a payable one?
Yes, sir, we are doing it. We generally have, actually even this course what you're attending is a payable course. We have made it free of cost now, at least to, because looking at certain situations, we wanted to reach out to many people and also give them this education of digital significance. We are very interested in educating small business. It is a sincere and an honest attempt from our side. We want to educate more small businesses who can leverage this digital technology. Instead of wasting their resources somewhere else, they should know basically how to move forward. There is a paid session wherein we even have a session wherein we handhold you as to how you can do on your own, or if you want, if you don't want to do it, or if you want to give it to us, we are also there to help you. It is all based on what you want to do, but there is no pitch regarding that here. It is a honest attempt from our side to really help the business owners. And I've been conducting a lot of such courses of late. If you see my Facebook page, you will see a lot of interaction from various different business categories. So we have during this Corona time, I have nearly touched nearly 150 business entrepreneurs. We have conducted nearly 4 such courses basically. Now this is the 5th one that we are doing, and again from next week it starts again with other people. Yes.
So what is the duration?
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir.
What is the duration? The course.
The course duration is again the same course. We do it in 4 days, as I told you. This is level 1. There's something called level 2. Under level 2, what we do is basically if supposing you are interested to do it on your own. Okay. The level 2 is for those people who are interested to do it on their own, or if they have a team. We teach them basically how to manage the account. Like I told you now. So once you do this setup, you will have some other problems also. So you need on live, somebody to assist you basically. How you can, upgrade yourself on that particular area. That is one course that we provide. Another thing that we do is giving you payable services. So if you know what you need to do now in your business, then we have an agreement saying that we only do these things. We only do Facebook. We only do YouTube. We do only this many posts. We do website like this. Now we're talking about landing page. So how to create a powerful landing page, or you want to do a one-time campaign. Say, for example, you want to hire us for only 1 month. Get our services for getting only one web page, nicely done, one strategy for Facebook, one strategy for YouTube, and you want to see how that goes. And that is also possible. So we have different customized packages basically that we work on.
We'll get back to you.
Yeah, sure.
And Mr. Ilyas, I just see that a lot of things you have got a short time, starting from Google My Business, Facebook ad, Google Ads. Finally, you're talking about creating a content and you a content and we and brand.
Yeah.
And lastly, you touched about having a YouTube channel, Facebook Live, and Facebook Shop and all.
Yes.
So do you strongly suggest every entrepreneur should open a YouTube channel and talk about the product, services, what they have done, how they can help the customers?
Definitely.
And how we can take it to the audience?
Very simple, sir. See, if I want to give a business, okay, all the big corporates know a lot of things about our the small guys basically. They try to take us for a ride generally. Okay, they get multiple quotations, they squeeze us, and there are a lot of processes that they do. But what happens is generally when they do all this process, the one mistake that we do from our side is we don't educate about our companies to them or our experience to them. When we don't educate ourselves about ourselves to them, how will they know who we are? We may be the good guys or we may be the best guys in the industry, which they are missing out. But it is our duty to educate them. How do you educate them? You educate through the simplest and the best means possible. If they're trying to get a quotation, they're going to your website. They want to learn about you. They're going to see your social media pages to understand what you are up to now. That's where they find out, yes, this is a guy who knows something really, who has done something of this sort, or who has got clients like this, or his clients are praising, he's offering these solutions. There he builds up a mental perception about your company even before he could call you. When such calls come to you, then the conversion becomes much more easier. Otherwise, we don't have big budgets to spend. Small companies don't have big budgets to spend. How do you expect big companies to understand all these things and come to us? When we started doing all these things, we are able to see all the results coming to us. And we do a lot of work during our lifetime. Maybe you have some very rich experience of say 20, 25 years, sir, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, 26 years.
Yeah, 26 years of experience you have. Chris has so many years of experience. All this experience, where is it projected or showcased or telecasted for that matter? With so many years of experience or handling so many different clients and so much of business that we have done, we have not taken all the testimonials, we have not taken all that good work of ours and showcased it to people. But our employees are very good in trying to do that by building up their resume. From day one till day now, they know what is their journey. But as business entrepreneurs, we are not showcasing our business properly. After 26 years, you would have done 101 things 26 years, met so many different clients in 26 years. What are we really doing with that data? We are not showcasing that data to our prospective customers, and we are missing business and we don't even realize. That is the sad part of the story. And if small businesses are not going to run on their own, it is going to be very difficult. And we run the economy. We set the systems right. It's not the big guys. The small guys set the systems right. It is not Amazon which is helping us now. The Kirana store which is helping us now. The local businesses have to survive. We have to thrive. If we don't understand this logic, then it is very difficult for us. Even to get business for ourselves, or we are always afraid about digital. So we want to throw all that thing out. So you understand this is how it works. Then you do it on your own, or you get somebody else to, do the thing for you. So that's the logic.
And how long it will take to create a formal YouTube channel and do all these things? It will take about 6 months time to build a base.
That is all dependent on your speed, sir. Basically, you can even start with your mobile phone in your hand. To set up a YouTube account doesn't take more than 5 to 10 minutes time. And your first video can be even starting from now in the next 10 minutes of the program gets over. And you can even record a video for just 2-3 minutes, talk about your business and publish. That is enough. I tell you, see, we did this experiment once. Sorry, somebody was saying, we did this experiment once in one of my workshops. That was a live workshop wherein people were sitting and all that we were having an experiment. I asked the people to take their mobile phones, record a small 1-minute video, no more than 1-minute video, just talk about your business and post it. When they did it, 2-3 people got amazing results of inquiries. I didn't believe it actually. what happened was a lot of their own friends, they are not aware of what businesses you are into or what you are capable of or what you are doing today. When you talk to your friends directly, what happens? You don't want to talk about business because it becomes commercial. But your friend, your own friend, is referring that same business which can come to you to somebody else, thinking that you are not capable of doing. So what is the big misery here? That's a very sad story that we have. So if we don't communicate, then we miss out on the opportunity of saying people what we are capable of.
No, I have the similar question as Ganesh was pointing it out.
Yes, sir.
See, opening a YouTube channel is no hard actually. It is about the content quality, because the lesser quality you have, it is likely chance you might actually ruin the advertisement as well.
Okay, so
one is that. The next is, no, let me, next is you are talking about your friend, right? Who is into B2B business.
Yeah.
And the number of followers for such business is going to be really less.
Yes,
but the highlighted point that you mentioned is the new business owners who are intent to join into the sector of business, they might be following him to get some ideas.
That's right.
So that's a good valid point. But the number of followers that are going to be with that sector or who is going to search for such things on YouTube is less, I guess so.
Yes.
For example, if I want to repair my own laptop, I might search how to repair laptops. The contents are going to be high, and I can get some videos which is basically from the content creator, what you mentioned as. I can get something from them where it will be more professional, and it could be training, it could be educative. But whereas when we go for these videos, they may not be expertise in generating content. So
that's the
do you think
that's the problem? I will just correct, there is a mindset issue here. That's where we miss out on. See, when I'm talking about your business, you think it is an advertisement, correct? Yes, it is an advertisement. I'm not saying that. But when you talk about content creation, you have to give value to people. So when there is an advertisement, when there is a content creation, what people will look at, they look at content. What do we mean by content? In your own businesses, you have so much of years of experience. You want to talk about any subject. Say, for example, I'm talking about digital marketing now, since I know the subject well. If you have such subjects in your own industry that you want to talk about, you don't even have to show your faces. You can even do a PowerPoint presentation and record it through Zoom free version and then put the video. When you say professional, I don't want you to hire very high-end camera guys coming and doing all the shoot. When you see this guy that old villager, do you think how much would have done all that? And there are not just that villager. There are a lot of such people who are not doing professional editing and all that initially when they are trying to reach out their audience. And in your case, when you have a professional education to share or a professional content to share, what I would advise you is the simplest and the best medium is to use a Zoom free version for doing your recording. If you do a Zoom free version for it, that's what I'm using for creating content now. Zoom free version for recording, you can create a very nice video for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It's going to be helpful for people. Once you create such videos and start uploading those content, there is a free editor available in YouTube itself. If you want to cut something, some portion, add some music, or if you want to do, if you don't want to, I even don't use it. Even if you upload the content, since you're a professional, you can talk well and can upload it. That is enough for you. Initially, don't look for a lot of formalities in business. Then coming to the advertisement, when you have posted, say, some 10 good content videos, then put one video about your business. But that one video may not reach. But what will happen is people who are looking at all those 10 videos will want to do business with you. When they know what is the kind of a qualification you have, what is the kind of a reach you have in the kind of knowledge and the intensity of the subject that you know, then they will not want to miss such a precious resource. They'll want to associate with you. Then they will try to do anything and everything in their way to find out your contact number, your email ID, or your company name to approach you and give you the kind of business. And in that business, they will not bargain. You will be the person who will be setting the price. Yeah, please. Any other questions? Sorry, is it audible? Yeah.
Yes. This James was asking one question, so like how we can choose about this platforms like Facebook or WhatsApp or Instagram. Just slightly explain about it for him, and we will close for the session.
Yeah, fine. Say, for example, as small business owners, we know we cannot be engaging with all the mediums at once. My simplest advice to you is first start with Facebook. If you don't want to show your face, first start with Facebook, start with images, start with a little bit of content orientation. Initially start with only that. So we will only talk about the social media like Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for now. Okay. There are a lot of other things, but these three are more powerful. First start with Facebook. And after that, when you see there is a video content available, what you need to do is the same content you have to upload in Facebook, the same content you have to upload in YouTube, nothing else. You don't have to do any other work. Initially, you don't have to even produce 10 videos, 20 videos also. Even if you have 4 videos, produce the 4 videos, upload the same in Facebook separately, upload the same in YouTube separately. Once you start generating traffic and all that, then you can see how much you want to concentrate on other mediums also. That is one suggestion. Second suggestion is there are a lot of people who are very much into this thing, video creation. Okay. These people, what they do is they don't do any social media. They don't even have a website. They only put content in YouTube. After growing their content in a very big amount of base, very good base of subscribers they have, then they venture into going into Facebook. So what happens is the moment they get into Facebook, since they already have so many followers, immediately there are new followers, all these old followers will start following them in Facebook, and there will be a new set of followers from the Facebook also. So a lot of people who start with YouTube or one medium are now slowly getting into the other medium also, once they get a very good amount of share of business. The third thing that I would advise, and somebody is also asking here about LinkedIn. If you think your customers are not there in Facebook, not there in Instagram, not there in YouTube, if you think so, then keep all these things aside. And if you see your business is very directly coming from corporate segment, focus only on LinkedIn. Don't do anything else. Focus only on LinkedIn, spend on LinkedIn. You can send direct mails to so many people if you have a paid version in LinkedIn, not just putting an advertisement. LinkedIn works very differently. It's not like Facebook. Facebook, you put advertisement. In LinkedIn, you can send direct mails to people. You can access so much information which is never available in other social media. So that's about it. So with this, we'll conclude.
James?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that makes sense, of course. We use most of LinkedIn and it works actually. That's fine.
That's right. And now the organic reach in LinkedIn is much better than Facebook. Why? Because Facebook is owned by Facebook. Okay, YouTube is owned by Google. We have to understand this logic also. YouTube is owned by Google and Facebook is owned by Microsoft. Now Microsoft wants to play this game of social media well. So it doesn't want to lose the audience. So it is trying to do what Facebook did so many years back, trying to give you the organic reach for post. So Microsoft is in the fighting now. Microsoft is in talks also with TikTok for acquiring TikTok, because here they have a professional audience, there they have a fun-loving audience. So that is, I don't know what is the status of that deal, but Microsoft, this we have to know, because Microsoft wants to develop LinkedIn into a much bigger platform, more similar to what Facebook has grown into. So they will do everything in their favor to promote LinkedIn, even normal posts. That's about it. Yeah.
I have one question.
Yeah, please go on.
This like when we make a content in videos,
yes,
whether we can post it in YouTube and you can link to Facebook, or you have to post in both places, Facebook as well as in the YouTube.
Yeah, there's something called native video, we call it, which means where the video got posted first. Say, for example, if you've created a video, what you should do is once you post it in YouTube, you have to go separately and upload it in Facebook. Otherwise, what happens is if you're going to share that link in Facebook, Facebook considers this video is not uploaded here. Why should I give viewership to YouTube? From here, I don't want my people coming and watching Facebook. They want Facebook people to stay in Facebook. Because if there is a video in Facebook, they'll spend a lot more time in Facebook. So when somebody is clicking that particular link and moving out, they don't want to encourage that. So if you are only sharing links, you will have lesser viewership. If you are uploading the content directly, you'll have more viewership. So you have to upload separately.
Okay.
2 times.
Similar to that, I have a question actually.
Yes, sir. Please.
Twitter and Facebook page and I think Instagram as well, like, they work together. Yeah. If you post one post into a particular platform, it just carries forward to the other one as well.
Yes, correct, sir. You're right.
So not as a link, I guess. So
no, exactly what you say is right. Yeah.
So is it like it is same way that you have to post separately, or you can do that? Like you can post on all 3 at the same time.
Okay, fine. So you have to do it separately. Only then that becomes, see, every platform, even if it is from the same company, they want viewership to be there in that particular platform only.
No, not as a link. Like, for example, if you post something in Instagram, I think it is getting posted in Facebook page itself.
Correct. I get it. Yeah, I get your point. You're
not
talking
as a
about.
link.
No, I get the point. It will get posted there, but where the content is getting streamed from. If it is directly streamed from Instagram, then Instagram will promote it. If it is getting streamed from Facebook, then it will not allow. That's the logic. And another thing is, if you want to manage multiple medias and you don't have time, only then you should do this linking work. Otherwise, organically, when you post it in Facebook, and if it is appearing in other places, then it will not get the same kind of attention that it has to get. If you post individually, you will have more attention, more viewers, or more likes basically. If you just only share the content across the platform, even though it is sharing separately, it still is not considered as, you are directly uploading. It is whether it is a manual or automatic is what they check. If it's automatic, it always has lesser viewership.
Okay, thank you.
So we'll close the session, Chris.
Yes, we can. Everybody is okay?
Yeah.
We'll close that?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
it was informative.
Yes.
Thank
and
you.
Sorry. I will request you all. I will share a link basically. Our page link. I will share it to you. I just want you to give your reviews there about this program. I'll share my Google My Business link. I want you to share the reviews about this program. How did you like this program?
Sure.
So I'll share that.
Sure.
I share it with Chris.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you very much.
You have to thank Chris. Yes, definitely.
Thank you, Mr. Chris.
Thank you.
Bye.